This is your daily market review for Monday, October 21st, 2024. Let's go.
Hey everyone, this is my channel to help investors and traders develop a probability-based mindset to succeed. Also try and keep friends informed of what's going on in the markets and the economy, and also a little real estate content as well.
This is Dan Max at eXp Realty, aka the Trading Agent, your daily market review, Monday, October 21st, 2024. Interesting Monday. Looks like the market's chopped around. Usually that is what happens after OPEX. The Tuesday is usually the start of something. Now that we know it's almost the end of the month too, it's going to be rather, I would say, volatile. I mean, Tuesday on the Trader's Almanac is a bear day. We'll see. Because then you got 2 bull days going on afterward. And small caps usually lead if the market is strong in October. But today they did not lead. Again, you've got... seems like World War III or something crazy is about to go on. The market just seems to have this air of someone knows something. Inflation, something. Again, your guess is good as mine. So I sit here and watch and I go, there's just nothing good that's coming from this. So we'll see if that is priced in. Again, I think the best thing going for the market is it looks very obvious now that, again, whether you like DT or not, he seems to be leading in the polls. His momentum is building. He's showing up at McDonald's and doing little events versus town halls. And I mean, again, it looks like he's just in cruise control. So try not to say anything too crazy, which don't be surprised if he does, right? All right, going into the rest of the week. End of the month is what? Okay. It is going to be next Friday. It's interesting. Okay, keeping an eye on it. If you have any questions, again, don't hesitate to reach out. Let's get deeper into it. We know, so we basically have a week between now and the end of the month. October is usually Uptober. It's been kind of that way, but it's been an interesting up, we might all say. So check out Twitter, posting tons of trades. Didn't do too much. Took a couple days to hang out and do some things. Follow, like, subscribe, the notification bells. I appreciate it. Check out the website, tradingagent.com. Updated the Twitter stuff, so it'll be a little more relevant. Calendly, if you want to talk for 30 minutes, looking to buy, sell, invest in real estate, and you don't hit me up and you don't let me help you find an agent, I don't know why. You would do that if you trust me to help you with everything else. I'm being, again, probability-based game. Going to be honest with you. Going to be transparent. Going to try to do everything we can to help you and your family. Then why wouldn't you hit me up? What? Why? How? So, CME Watch Tool. Let's hit the refresh. Eat fresh, refresh, restart. It's probably in the 80% if I had to bet. Because interest rates, went up today. It's interesting. Again, I told you guys I paired out of it. That trade, I don't know near term. I don't like I thought there's easier trades in shorting tech with the SOXs and stuff. So, I've got a little bit, but I did not like today's action in the TLT. It looks fugly. So, if you got to stop out, you sold in the money calls. That's what you do. And if you have to move into something else, I think there'll be better opportunities. Good old Bitcoin hitting the trend lines, getting confusing up here, of course. Nice up move, go sideways. Good old oil, up and down, up and down, up and down. As we talked about, demand destruction is a real thing. Watch the low 60s. Natural gas. For some reason, it doesn't feel like it updates as much as it should. Yeah, we like natural gas long term. I think ultimately, I'd love to see a $1 handle on it. That's when I think you can go extremely long and just hang the F out. TLT broke the trend line today. Filled the gap. Or not fill the gap, getting near these 91 areas. I guess it did technically fill the gap here. Sorry. I don't know what to say. Like I said, I like bonds because I think the Feds need to get into them, but I don't know if we're in this like inflation just about to take over. Biden just writing off debt left and right. I don't know. Dollar, again, been cooking with gas. Look at all these green candles every day. Back near the highs. Again, things you don't see if the market's strong, like the bull, and then when I mean like dollar going nuts like that, something's going on, So just be careful. Just be careful. Going into the VIX now, chopping around. Post OPEX Monday, not surprising. A little chop. VIVIX starting to bottom again earlier beforehand, right? Look at that, higher low. SPY all day, just chopping around, held the 860 area, 8 and 10 day. That's why these little, again, 8 and 10 day are like the first primary trend. That's why you watch them. Then the 20, then the 50. We'll see what happens here. Because again, I think the rubber meets the road when you get down here. And I think it will at some point by the end of the month. SPY guy, QQQ, chopping, lagging. This is what's crazy. Filling the gap. Good call. Some of the homies in the Discord room, Jay Solstice, everyone calling it. Boom. So far, so good. IWM. Again, more bank failures over the weekend. Back near the range highs. IWM, not liking it so much, right? What's your guess? My guess is ten cuidado. That's all I can say to that. Be careful. Please be careful. And we'll be, it's like, just, dude, be careful. Be careful. Doesn't have to be anything crazy. Doesn't have to be anything crazy. Just another chop top. I'm just kind of staring at it thinking to myself, I don't know how the IWM, again, IWM typically leads the end of this month if this is going to be up to October. Is it breaking out or chopping out? Just kind of sitting here thinking about it. I don't know. My best guess is 50-50, which I don't like that, but I don't know. It feels like you go double doji that top. Post OPEX, TOPEX we talk about. And so here's where I think the rubber meets the road. Gold breaks out. Cool. This volume today, not good. Everybody and their mom on freaking CNBC loves gold and silver, which again, I'm not, we've talked about long term. I have no problem with it. Believe you will see higher prices. Zero doubt. No diggity, no doubt. I just don't like the overbought conditions that bring in the public, that gets everybody kind of going all in. We'll see if it's wrong. I personally am watching it because I think silver and the miners, something like today, they should have been up more in my opinion. Right, falling through, but these candles look near-term toppy, choppy. We'll see, because if you follow this, and this has been a rule of thumb, and I hate to be, again, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But this is something I've noticed through 20 plus years of trading. Miners typically get throttled when the market gets crushed. It just kind of is what it is because they're part of the markets, right? Think of all the different indexes they're in, GDX, and then you got their market risk. So I don't know what to tell you other than if you're long the stuff long term, probably not going to be a problem. Near term, I don't know. GDXJ again, these candles, they just don't look great. Long term, again, I don't think you'll have a problem. I don't know. I would be a little shy. AEM, new highs. AG, chopping around. Right? And when I say chopping around, like, look at this trend line. I'm just thinking to myself, like, that's what you want to break out with. But I don't like this candle following up. We've seen this before. Keep an eye on it. Again, I'm just sitting here thinking to myself, I'm like, I'm trying to advise people on metals. They're really hard because, again, if you own the physical like we talked about since literally 2017, 2018, you're looking good. The miners, we'll see. Again, maybe these are more traps to wipe people out. New highs, pass. Interesting. Again, look at the volume up here. Again, you can hear my brain racking. I'm sitting there like looking at Again, if you're bullish, just be careful. Think long term, you'll be fine. If you're bearish, again, I thought about even buying the nugget or the dust today at 430. Just seemed right. TSM, look at that. Gaps up on earnings. That feels like a top. Let's get into tech where I'm not racking my brain so hard. Micron, again, hits the 100-day fail. AMD tries to get near the gap, backs up, hits the 150-day, due for a bounce. NVDA, man, what? Okay, breaking out the new highs. Stop out if you have to. Short other things that make sense. Just so far holding up really well, but I mean, we know there's a lot of problems, which I'm going to be really honest. I don't know. SMCI chopping at the 50-day. Feels like it's about to lift off of it. It's got a huge short interest. SMH, we've talked about chopping. Holding the 20 days key here. We held it the first time, bounced. Sorry, skipped intellectual property. I mean, doesn't really do much every day. Telling you it's going to get delisted. People get so pissed off when I say it. Adobe. Gaps down, big on earnings, chopping around, holding primary trend, like an old primary trend. So far, so good. Or is it about to break? Apple, Why is it like, again, I can't click today. Apple up near the highs going into earnings. 10 cuidado. Amazon holding up pretty well here at the 20-day. Needs to get over this range and break out. Again, Bezos keeps selling at the highs. That's what's so hard here. Meta, 20-day. I mean, we talked about them kissing the ring. It feels like if the market holds up, that's just today could be a bottom for some chopness. That's all. CRM, it's been acting really well up at the highs, fills some gaps, but it's not filling the big gap over at 300. Interesting. Guggenheim, looks like it's ready to break, but man, going into earnings, we'll see. Somebody needs to say something bad. Microsoft, I mean, Netflix, and I don't trust their numbers, but whatever. Holding up pretty darn well. Netflix is Microsoft chopping here at some old trend, 200-day, 50-day. Look at all the confluence here. NDAQ earnings this week. What day? I think it's Thursday. Yeah, I can't. Sorry, I don't remember exactly. It's coming up. This one feels again like a easiest short ever. MicroStrategy retesting the highs. We talked about this holding the 8 and 10 day. Kind of looks like what Meta is doing. It could pop right back to the highs. It's like MicroStrategy. Netflix talked about the 3-day rule. This gap was a trap, right? Squeeze. Now you might need a couple days to like kill out all those folks who got smashed here. Roblox, Petablocks holding the 200-day again. I think I'd love to see management something flip here. Pan W up at the highs. Look at today's wick. Was going to break out and gave it back. I'd be on red alert for this one because this one might be one where you can really hammer the shiznit out of it. When I say hammer it, meaning like this could be great. Like this really could be great because if you have an opportunity, you can either play the long if you want to play that trade. I mean, you have a little chop pullback. I mean, it might be one of those things you can get 10, 15 points pretty quick. The market pulls back though. I think then it's a trap. Keep it simple, stupid, right? Tesla. A lot of people overthink this one. I mean, again, look at all this daily. I mean, it feels like the 100-day is about to snap. I mean, if oil comes down, like, do you need electric cars if Trump starts pushing? This is where it gets weird. Just thinking about that the last couple of days, like, what happens? Oops. Insight. Your guess is as good as mine. Be careful, please. We like this company in the 60s. Remember, talked about this. Keep it simple, stupid. Plantar fasciitis, Palantir. We talked about how this is like a rolling, gets a little tired. Man, this could be a really good short if it doesn't make a new high. I mean, again, it might be a few points, but the downside. McDonald's, Well, I can't even do breaking out. Yeah, I mean, I guess they're raising prices. DKNG, again, I've said this many times. I don't think people have the affordability for gambling. I mean, affordability, I mean, you have money just looking at it. 50, 100-day crosses seems to be support. If it breaks, I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't come back to trend at 29. Ouch. Airbnb bizzle. Trash floats last. Fill in some gaps. Man, these gaps shouldn't fill technically, right? Downtrends, they don't have to, right? These gaps, this gap. Does this gap have to fill? That's your question, Mark. Costco, this one's been on fire, right? What do you think? 20-day, 50-day. I mean, it looks like it's chopping, ready to break. Starbucks gets a downgrade today, comes right back, chopping around. I mean, I've told you guys, I think this thing's going nowhere fast. Federal Express, the FedEx, 200-day. I really thought we'd get up to this confluence, man. Look at the gap down today. Like, that's just, ugh, damn it. Looking, it's like, come on, just get a little higher. Little higher. Now you have a lower high. This one's going to be tough, chopping around. Caterpillar. Earnings coming up. Watching this bottom here at 388. I mean, we like industrials and all this stuff, mining, all this crap for the future. Like Caterpillar will be a boss. DE should be a boss. We'll see if they pull back. Nucor has earnings after the close. Let's see what they got. Usually when it rises into earnings. Yeah, it's down to 151 after hours. Let's, if you guys want to be cool for a second and see what briefing said. Just curious. This is one of those things where, again, you can see the earnings. What do we got? Metals. Just pausing. Nucor missed. There you go. Expects lower earnings. This is my biggest qualm with a lot of these material names. I don't know how they can expect higher earnings. They're going to have to guide down. We'll see how they react, though, right? Because it could be a kitchen sink quarter. X, same kind of thing. VALE, as we talked about, has not been holding up really well. Keep an eye on it. Arrow. Oh, man, this 200-day feels like it's about to snap. Love to see this thing in the 12-15 range. CCJ, uranium. We talked about this like the headline. This is a really strong move, y'all. Worst case scenario, consolidation. I don't know if we're going to keep ripping. We'll see. CF. It's a hard one, right? Chopping around. We like the ag names. Let them play. Let them play out. Mosaic. Chopping around. NTR. A lot of people are like, oh, tell me something special. I'm like, no, just let them play out. AA. We like aluminum. Back near the range highs. When you zoom out, you go, man, this thing has a lot of room to run. A lot of room. Would love to see this thing pull back to that trend around 20 something, 28. XLF. Said this, no way, this can't, it's not the top. I mean, the banks, again, every day I read about what's going on. I'm like, holy shiznit. JP Morgan, they don't even want to buy back their own stock. Why would you want to buy their stock? No, I don't know. Why? Right? I look at it like this. You know, Jamie Dimon saying not to buy it. I don't want to buy it. Chopping at the highs, double top, keep it simple. Morgan Stanley, we talked about this. Breaking out. Okay, keep an eye on it. Bank of America, Buffett can't sell fast enough. Goldman Sachs, fake. Look at this, big red. Look at this. Oof. Now we're coming back in. If you get under 515, it could open the door. Carry again, another bank failure. Look at this. Hits the trend line, backs off. Boom. That's what killed the IWM today. XBI. This is usually a risk on name. Small caps. Again, lower high. Jets. Back into the range highs. Keep an eye on it. Keep an eye on it. XHB. Look at the housing index with the freaking rates. Woo! Not surprised there. Finally, again, I'm seeing the softness. This is what I do for a living. I do trading and I do tons of real estate. Watching it. Market's not strong. Solar. Again, oil and gas comes down. Solar's crapped. I mean, I think Sedge is going to 15. ENPH. Breaking the range lows. For solar, the 200-day broke. Oh my God! Again, I'm on record. I think this is going to be easily a $100 stock. I don't know why you wouldn't come back to these 120s. Keep it on it. HYG, you gotta be crazy to be buying corporate debt. Oil, gotta kill the Feds here if it holds up. They're going to be just pissing in their pants. Don't even know what to say other than that. UNG, again, I hate the UNG. I like the cold short. Like it. Again, we talked about it. KLD. Range highs. XOP. This one's hard. Squeezing. Thinks that everyone's going to break out. Again, when they wipe out the market, I think this will be one of the best stuff to buy. CVE. Chopping. Valero again. Or ExxonMobil looks like it's going to break out. Backing off. MPC, again, gasoline names typically lead. They don't look good, do they? Hanging out at the lows, right? Ugh. Occidental. Chopping. Range lows. EQT. Again, we like these names long term. This feels like it's about to chop back down. Last but not least, Flex, L, and Jizzle. Again, we think we'll be natural gas exporters big time. 11% dividend yield. Love it. At this point, yeah, tomorrow's turnaround Tuesday. We'll see. Again, bearish. Tomorrow, the rest of the week, potentially bullish. I mean, if the market holds up into the end of the month, that's the thing, right? We'll see. I'm struggling to see how this market. There's so many cracks. Like I feel like we're watching a dam, and there's water breaking everywhere, but it's not coming down. And if it's not coming down, then you have to be very aware of what you're doing. You have to be careful. You have to be thoughtful. You have to define your risk. And if you're long and you're winning, like say you're in MicroStrategy, cool, awesome sauce. Let it keep going. Do great. Do things. Do the best you can. At this point, be careful, especially if you have names that aren't working because they might break. Make sense? Thoughts, questions, concerns? don't hesitate to reach out. Always here to help. Love you guys. Again, without the family here, again, I just love you guys. I appreciate all the love, support, generous donations. Leave a comment. Peace.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, stop by the Discord room. A link is in the description below. Also, if you'd like to help support more free content, the PayPal link is in the description as well. I appreciate your continued support of the channel.